All right, we are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris, and this is my channel, We Love Comics, and I have an unboxing video I would like to do for you all. And I want to first of all welcome each and every one of you. I hope you are having a great day. It was an interesting day yesterday, to say the least. But today we're going to get back into the comics, which is why most of you are here. And I totally forgot about these, because a couple of weeks ago I did a video when they talked about the Spider-Girl, Silk, actually, being in a movie. And people were scrambling to try and find books, and if you don't get them right away, you're going to end up paying a lot more than you have to. And I want to show you that I got these books the day that the announcement was made, but because I got them early and I waited for deals, they are always there to be found. So let me first put on the camera so you can see, and welcome. I see people are starting to join in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I have the 3 items that I bought the day that it was announced, and when you hear the prices I got on some of these, you will be, well, I want to basically teach people that there are always deals to be found. So even if you are last minute finding out about some information about a movie or a TV show, or it's a super key issue, I mean, if you watch my videos, you know that a week before the Black Panther movie came out, I won, which ended up being graded a 5.5, I won a Fantastic Four 52 and 53 for a grand total of $99. And that was a week before the movie came out, and like I said, they were graded, well, I only graded the Fantastic Four 52, which is, of course, the first appearance of Black Panther, but I only paid $49 for that book. Alright, so this is decent packaging. They definitely, see, this is what I'm talking about the video I made the other day about the tape, because some people, they over-tape these, and then you could end up, because, I mean, this person folded this in 700 different ways, you can ultimately end up destroying the comic, trying to find out where the heck it is with all this tape. So, as long as it's protected, that's all I care about. But yeah, this is, if you haven't seen my video on an easier way to package stuff, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so here, well, they tape this down, so I gotta cut this out. So one of the things I want to teach people, like I said, is change your mindset. You'd be amazed at the deals you will find, even on things that you think are out of reach or you're too late for. So here's one of the comics. I already have one of these, and this really looks to be in good condition. They put it in a Mylar, which is good. But this is Amazing Spider-Man number 4. This is the Scott Campbell black and white variant of the first appearance of Silk. This, nowadays, is probably selling for $75 to $100. I paid, and of course, I always mention with shipping and handling, I paid $55 for this book. And that is the day that it was announced, where everybody was scrambling to get stuff. Now, I looked for that after I made the video. So it's not like, oh, he's just, you know, getting stuff and then making videos. No, it's quite the opposite. Alright, so these are the kind of packages I like. This is a really good box. That is going to protect what is inside. I love when people, with those small little packages, and they write the word "do not bend" on them. To me, that's like taking your car and writing on the side of the car, "do not crash into." Like, that is somehow going to keep you from, you know, somebody crashing into your car. Because just like the mail, I don't think that the people do it intentionally. So accidents will happen. So you want to make sure your items are well protected. So this is a good job. They put plenty of bags and support in here. And this is a graded book. And I'll take it out of the sleeve. And yes, believe it or not, it is a CGC. I do collect many of those. I have plenty of them. But this is Silk number 1. I forget which. Let me try and get that glare off. I forget which, is it like 2 or 3 as far as the series, but this is, what does it say? Okay, this is the Dynamic Forces of It edition. So this is Silk #1 from 2016. Greg Land cover. Love his artwork. This is not his best artwork, but still love Greg Land. 9.8. Now, wait until you hear the price I paid for this. And this, again, is the day of that information about Silk being in a movie. With shipping and handling, $45 for this book. Tell me that's not a good deal. I have one more. And again, like I said, and just to show you that I'm not making this stuff up, I mean, I will hide the address, especially since some of the lovely comments that were sent my way yesterday. Just to show, here was the invoice. And as you can see, hopefully you can see, $45. So it was, I won it for $35, and it was $10 shipping. So $45 for a 9.8 already CGC'd book. Now, of course, it's not the first appearance or anything like that, but still. I mean, how much would it cost? It would cost, with shipping and handling, insurance, and grading fees and everything, it would cost about $35 just to get it graded and hope you get a 9.8. Buying it this way, guaranteed it. So, I mean, that's not going to be $1 million book, but I'm sure if the movie goes well, I'm sure if I ever sold it, I would probably get more back than what I paid for it. And if you are an investor, that's the whole goal. But as you see, I rarely sell any of my comics. And speaking of which, I was talking about selling those Rick and Morty comics. There were some people that left some pretty rude responses, so I decided that I am going to sell them, but I'm going to sell them privately. I'm not going to post it on my eBay account because I don't want people getting my address from this stuff, because there were some very disturbing messages people left. But, you know, like I said, people are entitled to be stupid if they want to and say the most ridiculous things. But here we go. Last comic. Now you'll think, oh, no big deal. It's just Silk #1. Not her first appearance or anything. But it's a 9.8, and it's signed by Dave Johnson. So that's who did the cover. So let's see. The signature's hard to see, but right here in black. Now, it's a poor job on the, you know, the artist's job. You know, black background, putting black marker on that. Should have been silver, but it is what it is. But this is a CBCS book, graded 9.8. So it's a signed 9.8 Silk #1 with shipping and handling. I paid a total of $78.74 for this book. I'm sure that book right now, if I wanted to sell it, would probably sell for at least $150, if not more. And if the movie does well, probably do even better. So what I want to say, and I repeat this all the time for my subscribers because I want you to get it, that your mindset is everything. If you say you can't do something, you won't do something. So you actually make that come true, even though we know that's not really what you want. And people defeat themselves before they ever get started. I mean, if you're about to have a race with somebody and you say, oh, there's no way I can't win, so you walk away, well, then you have a self-fulfilled prophecy of making what you said come true. So my showing these things, it's not to like brag or like try and throw it in people's faces. It's trying to get people to rethink the way they invest or collect or enjoy their passion, because, you know, people love comics. They love collections, whether they're video games or stamps or toys or what have you. So you might as well have fun with it. And if you go into it with a negative attitude, saying, oh, I can't get this, you won't put in the effort. And I've seen comment after comment of people following in my advice, and then all of a sudden, miraculously, things got very easy. I mean, if you want to believe that's a coincidence, that's perfectly fine. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. What I want you to do by showing examples is that deals are always to be found. So don't get discouraged if the first day or second day or first week or first year you can't find what you're looking for, or at least in the price that you can afford, because you never know what's around the corner. And yes, Youngster Kang, Silk movie. Yes, they announced a couple weeks ago that Sony is going to be doing a Silk movie. Now, of course, it hasn't been made yet, so anything can change. But for the price I paid for these comics, I'm not risking a lot if it ends up not panning out. So remember, when you are investing, when it comes to speculation or even movies or TV shows, there are times where a character might be said to be rumored, or even they said is going to be in a movie, and then they end up on the cutting room floor. Or a movie ends up being canceled, or it just ends up being bad. So always keep in mind that there are risks involved. So, yeah, just reading one of the comments. And Comic Love, you're pretty much right about that. But, I mean, honestly, I use the negativity as inspiration. For me, you know, seeing, like, I'll say this, and I'll give this advice to anybody. Seeing angry people or nasty people or rude people, to me, kind of makes me glad I'm not that person. So it's almost like looking in the mirror and determining what reflection you want. So when I hear somebody leave those nasty comments, it just makes me very glad that I'm not that person that would be willing to go to a stranger and insult them for their own opinions, beliefs, or right of choice. So it is what it is on that part. But I want to keep this about the comics. So if you didn't see the 3 comics, let me show them again. This is Silk number 4, the black and white sketch variant by J. Scott Campbell. There is a negative variant. I already have one of these. I think I have 2 maybe, but I know I at least have one I bought years ago. And I also have the negative variant that I got graded. I think it came back a 9.4 or a 9.6. But then I also got this one. This is a CBCS 9.8. Silk number 1, signed by Dave Johnson. And last but not least, 9.8 Silk number 1 Greg Land variant. So I think in total I spent like maybe $150 maybe in total for all 3. And that was the day it was announced. So I already had a bunch of these books that I bought years ago. And that's another thing I want to teach people. Don't always wait until the last minute. There are many comics that I've suggested years ago that people waited years and said, oh, you know, I have plenty of time. Then all of a sudden a movie or a TV show is announced. Now those books are 2, 3, 10 times more expensive than you could have gotten them. The problem is most people follow what other people do, and you end up not buying something until everybody else wants it. I mean, you ever see like a kid, 2 kids playing, and there's a toy that's on the ground that nobody touches, but then all of a sudden one plays with it, now all of a sudden the other person wants it? It's almost instinctual that way. It's where you only want something because other people want it. That's why a lot of people, even with their beliefs or what they say, they almost seem like they need to seek other people's approval before they make their real decisions. And that's why I think maybe I stand out sometimes, is I speak and think for myself. I don't base it on the approval of others. And I think because so many people are maybe taught that way, that it's almost normal to them. But, you know, to each their own. So anyway, I hope you like this video. I like doing these live videos just to show you these comics. Hopefully it continues to teach you to be inspired, to not give up, to think more positively. Don't let the negativity consume you. Learn from it. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore mistakes. Don't ignore hate. But you don't have to confront it in a way that makes you to that level. Just learn from a mistake, and if it improves your life, then you will always realize that it happened to teach you a lesson, so then it couldn't have really been that bad. So if you're looking for a comic and you just can't find the right price, don't give up, because once you give up, you're guaranteed not to get it. Just keep looking and change the mindset. Instead of saying, I can't get that book, just say, I don't have it yet. The book that I want is on eBay. I just have to find it. So if you use it as a game, make it into something fun, it's just a matter of time. Read some of the comments from people that wrote on my comic book videos about how they actually took my advice, and then all of a sudden, just miraculously, things started appearing. You know, a magnet does not have to understand why it attracts things. It just does. So a magnet doesn't have to believe or not believe that it has the ability to attract things. It just does. So change your mindset, and you'd be amazed at how many things that you enjoy and love all of a sudden get attracted to you. So, Whether you believe it or not, that's up to you. I'm not here to tell you how to think. I'm just giving an alternative way of thinking, and it's your choice to believe in it or not believe in it. That's up to you. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Leave a thumbs up if you do. Share your comments once this is posted. If you want to share the video, that's great. I always do a surprise subscriber shout out, so I will do that right now with the people who are presently watching. So we have the surprise subscriber shout out will go to Stephen Oates. So thank you very much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. I always love making these. Keep collecting your comics. Have fun. Have a sense of humor. And remember, it's not you, it's not I, it's we love comics. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next video.